Hello again, this is Roger Mark from Billings, Montana. This is in Florida where Rush is, and Hannity's interviewing him in his home office. They built this office to look like a home, but I didn't know that Rush was deaf, and he's got those four implants uh, on his head uh, to help him hear. I didn't know that, so that's an interesting part of this.
Yeah.
People ask me what this is. I get emails. What is this?
Right. Your cochlear implant.
Well, yeah, it's a direct line to the West Wing, is what it is. No, these are cochlear implants. I'm deaf. I'm 100% deaf, and I can only hear bionically with these. Very quickly, human ear has 35,000 hair cells each. They determine the frequency and the sensitivity of the human hearing. I don't have any. Mine are dead. They laid down and died. Autoimmune. So I have 8 man-made biological electrodes, or bionic electrodes that try to do what 35,000 hair cells do. And it's a miraculous thing. If this had happened.
So he's got 8 of those circular devices on the back of his head, probably 4 on each side. Wow.
If I'd lost my hearing 15 years before I did, it'd been the end of my career because the tech hadn't been invented. So it's really fortunate, and I look at it as something to be extremely grateful for.
I remember in that interim time, not to get too distracted, we got a lot to talk about, and I do radio as you do. I do not know how it's possible, because like most people in radio, DJs, talk shows, I'm cranking that thing up,
Yeah.
And dramatic hearing loss, after 30 years.
I did 3 months totally deaf. I couldn't get surgery done because I had an infection. So 3 months. So you rely on how your voice feels.
Right.
And you have to consciously tell yourself, when you can't hear, you speak up.
Right.
So you have to tell yourself not to lie. I asked the doctors, if I don't do this, can I speak normally for the rest of my life? He said, no. You will. If you can't hear yourself speak, you'll end up sounding like somebody who's never heard before. So you've got to do the implants. But that's what they are, and they really were a career saver.
Thank God you're still here, going strong. 30th anniversary, which was a big.
And 30 years of this. Okay, let's go on and get into some of the meat of this.
He does, because they act offended, but Trump just makes people laugh. They can't get over the fact that he's likable because they hate him. They despise him. I saw something that never. Are we allowed to mention competing cable networks? Because you dominate everything. They're just a bunch of cellar dweller pretender. Little Brian Stelter over on CNN.
Humpty Dumpty.
Is that what you call it?
That's what I call him.
Actually, he's actually been somewhat nice to me. There are exceptions to it, but complaining that the president's talking too much. The president is in the media too much. I said, these guys demand and pray access. And you know why? Because he's polluting the air. He's lying, he's distorting, and he's not giving us enough time to catch up with him and to correct him. And I just keep going, President Trump. He's dominating these people. He's frustrating them. They've lost their monopoly. The Elizabeth Warren thing, the folk on it, proves they can't shape public opinion anymore via narrative. And they are frustrated as they can.
Wow. Rush says they can't shape public opinion anymore. That is great news.
Be about that.
He doesn't need them.
No. And part of the process, part of what's going on here, I believe, in all of this, I do call it abnormality. We're up against psychological disorder abnormality that is disguised as political issues.
And we talk about the media. It's never been this abusively biased.
Well, it's not even biased. We're so far beyond bias. These people are part of the agenda. I think they run it. I think they are the people that orchestrate it, run it. In fact, even give some marching orders to each other. The point is, Trump has just got them bamboozled, and I think part and parcel of what they're doing is trying to demonstrate to themselves they still have the power to shape public opinion via narrative. And it's causing all these people left to get even more and more and more extreme. And I'm just relying on the fact that average, ordinary Americans, like you and I are as repulsed as you and I are by this behavior that they are engaging in, the demands they are making on decent, God-fearing, America-loving people. We are not the problem. And yet we are portrayed as the problem. We're the enemy to these people. It's really scary. What happens if we lose? Go back.
I hope we don't lose, God forbid. I don't want to go backwards, but if we do, we're going to have some serious problems.
History.
Didn't want to. This is the key. Didn't want. America doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
America's so oppressive, so mean to minorities. So America doesn't deserve superpower status. This is why I wanted Obama to fail. In his view, and the Alinsky view, and the American left's view, America is flawed. America is the problem in the world. America doesn't deserve its wealth.
The apologies.
Right.
But economic.
Let's go on here. America is not the problem. These lefts are, and they need to be put in their place. Very, very scary.
Mad about it. Why? Why couldn't you be happy? Answer is very simple. If it happens as a result of individual aptitude and application instead of government making it happen, they're going to oppose it. This is the greatest threat. Economic activity, economic growth, self-sufficiency, self-reliance, people learning that the old rules of working hard and applying yourself pay off. Biggest threat to the American left and the Democrat Party that there could be.
Let me ask you this.
Why aren't they happy about this? I mean, everybody ought to be.
Because they lose their power.
Well, of course.
Simple. Here's what I want to ask.
Question answers itself.
You have been a leader in the conservative movement in America.
I don't know. I don't know.
Number one in
the conservative
radio, and have with your audience sustained and bigger.
Conservative movement is led by never Trumpers.
Oh. Well,
okay. In their minds,
if they had their way, where would we be? Not here.
Hillary would be president if they had their way.
So here's my question. You knew William F. Buckley. If you believe Goldwater was a wave, if you believe Reagan was a wave, meaning the advancement of conservatism, if you believe Newton, a contract, was a wave,
right?
Where does Donald Trump? I look at his policies. I've always been a conservative. Never changed my views. Might say it differently, new circumstances,
right.
But my fundamental core beliefs have never changed, nor have yours. All these people that said he's not a conservative, where? It's besides trade, and I don't even think trade. He never planned a trade war.
He is implementing. Yeah. Look, I know these people. I got to know them 30 years ago when this all started.
William F. Buckley loved you.
Buckley, well, I'll tell you a story about him and where he would be. I thought you were going to ask me where he would be on Trump, but the answer to that I think is pretty simple. But they don't like Trump because of his manners. Trump is implementing issues that these people have devoted their lives to seeing passed, and they oppose it, and they're running away from it. It must never have been about the issues. It must be about the proper appointment and the proper manners and making sure we don't offend our liberal friends in Washington and so forth and all that. So Trump does all of that. Oh, I can't abide this. Ooh, this is so offensive to me. I can't do this. I don't be yuck. And so meanwhile, everything that's happening is making America great exactly as conservatives said it would, and they don't want to be on the bus?
I say, and I say this to people and they say, what? He governs as strong a conservative as we've seen in our lifetime.
Yeah, he does. But I don't think the divide in America is left and right so much. I know it's still there.
Conservative principles.
Conservative principles. It's
judges, tax cuts, regulations, border security, peace through strength.
It's what kind of a country? The traditions of the founding are we going to go Marxist leftist? I mean, that's what this is about. We don't have any in common with them.
Are we going to go Marxist leftist? I'm going to leave it there, give you the full link on this. I think it was 12 minutes. That is a key question. Are we going to go Marxist leftist? Are we going to lose this midterm election? I don't think so. But if we do, what an uphill battle we are going to face as conservatives. We'll see a battle like we've never seen before if we lose this election and Congress goes left. Get out there and vote for Republican. Continue to be conservative. Get in and get leaders that are conservative. Let's save this nation. Let's not go Marxist left. Wow. Can't say it any better than that. Thank you, Rush.